Alright, what is going on, guys? It is Trifecta J here with the first recruiting update for the Washington State Dynasty. This will be your first look at the players that we are recruiting and trying to add to be a part of this team's future. As you can see, we're taking on the Oregon State Beavers this week. You can also see our schedule. Lost our first two and won two after that. And so you can see our needs. We need quarterbacks, need a fullback because we don't even have it on the roster. We won't have any tight ends after this year on our roster. And then defensive tackles will only have 3. So we'll need to add at least 1 or 2 of those. But as a whole, not a whole lot of needs. You can see we have no commitments so far. But so we're going to go ahead and start breaking down our recruits. So at quarterback, Connor Halliday is graduating. So we do not have a real starter for next year. Luke Falk is definitely the guy that we'll be looking at, but our recruits are Mike Williams, who we have a really big lead on. He's undersized at only 6 feet. He doesn't have a great arm. He's not that accurate, but he has good speed and he's elusive, has some good break tackle for a quarterback, which fits my read option style of play. He's definitely a developmental type guy and he'll make for good depth. Now Curtis Broussard, he's definitely a guy I feel like has much more potential. He's 6'3", much better size. He has similar speed and moves as Mike Williams, but he has a stronger arm and he's a more polished passer because he's more accurate. He could be our future starter. He might compete as Luke Falk does not have quite the mobility that he has, and he definitely has a chance to start next year. He'll at least have a chance to battle for it. Now moving on to running back. We are graduating 2 players this year, but we do have 3 freshmen on the roster, and the guys we're looking at are Corey Washington, as we're in a battle with rival Washington. He's more of a power back. He's pretty strong. He has good speed for a power back, nice strength. He can't really block or catch, which is sort of a letdown. His trucking's okay, and he has below average break tackle. Now the running back that I'm really looking at, and I really like what I've seen, look at him, is Avery Burgess. He's 6'1", so he's a large running back. Over 200 pounds, so that's pretty big. He is similar speed as Corey Washington, but he is really good trucking and stiff arm. He is okay break tackle, but one of the things that really stood out is his returning ability, so he could definitely look to do something there. Now at fullback, we don't have one on the roster, so that brings in David Broussard. No relation to Curtis. We're in a very tight battle with Indiana. He has really good speed. He's tall at 6'2" for a fullback. He is the 8th rated fullback in the entire class. He was a bust, however, we'll still look at him because he's really the only fullback that we were even looking at, minus one guy who's sort of the backup. So now tight end, we don't have a tight end for next year as Christoph Williams is graduating. However, he is not even really a tight end. We're looking at Steve Stewart, who we have a big lead on. He is average size at 6'3". He's a good receiving threat. He's not a good blocker. Dave Robinson, who's a much better blocker. Actually, not that much better, but he's classified as a blocker. He's probably our starter for next year as he is a good blocker. He's slow and not a great receiver, but he's also not horrible. And last is Xavier Archie, who we're in a battle with Oregon State and Idaho. He's same height as Robinson at 6'5". He has really good acceleration, nice hands. However, he is not a good blocker. None of them are great blockers. Definitely people that we need to develop. But at guard, we have 4 on the roster for next year. We're looking at Timothy Love. He's very big. I think he's like 6'3", 300 pounds. He's out of Canada. He's strong, which is a good thing. He's a better pass blocker than he is run blocker. And he has the stamina I look for in my offensive lineman, as we will be transitioning into more of a up-tempo style. But then we have Jesse Shaw at defensive end. Most of our defensive end are run stoppers, so we definitely need to add someone who has a little more pass rush potential. He's not a pass rusher, but he has some good speed and can definitely develop. He's very large. He's over 300 pounds, but he's mobile for his size at like 78 speed. He has good pass rushing moves, mainly power moves. And he's also good in run support, so very balanced. And he also is a hard hitter, and he's very good in pursuit. Now, defensive tackle, we have Jimmy Benson, and we're in a battle with Oregon State for him. He's one of our highest rated players. He's undersized though, at only 5'11 and 256. He's slow, but he does have good acceleration, above average strength, great pass rushing moves so that he could be an inside rusher. And he's good in the run game. He's very polished, not big, but he's a good football player. So now Alec Gibson, he's 6'4", he has really good size. However, he's not very strong. He's definitely a developmental and depth guy. He will be redshirted, there's no doubt about that. And then last but not least, we have Brian Wiley, another one of our highest rated players. He's pretty tall for an outside linebacker at 6'2". He has good speed, however not so great acceleration. He's very strong for an outside linebacker. He has some pass rushing moves, so we might be able to move him in certain situations, maybe to even a defensive end or a pass rushing role on the outside. And is a very solid tackler with good hit power. So this is our first look at all of our prospects. As like I said earlier, we're taking on Oregon State. That should be up later this week, as videos should start ramping up more after the new year. Not as many uploads as I did have finals, and then I was traveling for Christmas, but I am back home and back making videos. But I hope you did enjoy, cause I'm out.